Yeah, we are live. Great, great, great that we are live. And thank you for being here, for watching with us. If you're watching now or if you're watching later, no problem at all. And we are here today with Jean-Christophe. I always call him JC. So if I mix it up, no problem. But JC is a former officer of the French army, which we talked about for a while just a moment ago. So I'll ask him some more questions. But also now he's running his own business as a leadership coach and as a therapist. And I'm really looking forward to ask some more questions about how he became from a French former officer to a coach and also a therapist, because it's not the most common way to go, I think. But still, he is also in the army, I just heard and found out. So first of all, Jean-Christophe, sorry, great that you're here. Good to see you again, because we met 2-3 years ago. Something like that.
Yes, something like this, yes.
Yeah, something like that. And it's great that you're here. Great that you want to share your knowledge with us. So thank you for that. And really grateful that you're here. And when you're listening and you have any question for Jean-Christophe, just post them in the comments. I will read them and we will see if we can answer them. And please join us. Just ask questions or give comments or whatever, because it makes life more fun. So, there Jean-Christophe goes. I think because he is on his mobile phone, he just pressed the wrong button. That also happens in general life, that things happen. And then we have to deal with it. So we have to wait for a moment. I think he will return quickly, because he has the link. And there he is again. Yes, there you are.
I just put my finger on the wrong button.
I thought so. No problem at all. Things are happening in life, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So how to deal with that. And just as you did, I laughed, you laughed, and that's it. No problem.
Exactly. Sorry.
No problem.
So I didn't hear the end of your speech, but thank you so much, Caty, to welcome me on your broadcast. I'm very happy to see you again. It's a long time we met in I think it was in Amsterdam or something like this.
Yeah,
I think
Amsterdam. Yeah, I think so. It was there too, and then we met a couple of more times. So, but go ahead.
And in
Frankfurt, a little bit more.
Yeah. So just to make it short, as you said, I was a former officer in the French army. I was from Saint-Cyr. For those who knows, it's the school for officers. I first served in the French Foreign Legion for 4 years, and then I was mainly in the, let's say, usual part of the army in the engineer corps. So engineer corps is mainly in charge of demining and opening roads for troops. That was mainly my first part of career. And as you said, I've decided to quit after my command. So it was 2012, I think, something like that, for many reasons. But one of the main reasons was that I lost one of my guys in Afghanistan. And it was really shocking for me. And 2 years after, my father gets suicide. So that was, let's say, the turning point of my life. And I've decided to make the work on myself first, to deal with all the emotion and the things that I thought I was prepared to face, but finally it was harder than I thought. And I go through a process for myself, and on the way, I've decided to learn these techniques. And the funny thing is, at the end, I'm using this kind of techniques, especially for what's the English word? It's PTSD. Yeah. At the moment, not really for military. That was my aim at the beginning, but most of the time for people. Now for entrepreneurs, I use these techniques to, let's say, to unlock the unconscious lockdown, or I don't know the word, but this kind of stuff that are locked behind, and to allow them to make the step in the project, and it's very powerful. Now I just figure out that these techniques are very powerful in this case also. So that's mainly my job at the moment. I'm working with a French partner, which is coach also. So we are now training together, and we are mixing her approach and my skills, especially with these tools, and also on the leadership part, because I'm also mentoring with a company which is called Sincere Formation Continue, and we are ruling some live event, immersion event. So we are making workshops outside, and yes, going through the training through the experience.
Okay, thank you for that. So it's amazing, or that you took whatever you had in your life, you transformed it, and you made it your job. That's awesome. I think a lot of people are thinking about doing that, but they are not doing it. So that's great. Yeah. So congratulations that you did that. But I have a question already about the things you shared. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, sure.
Because you, first of all, you mentioned PTSD. I think I know what it is, but I'm not quite sure. So let's check. So is it indeed the post-traumatic stress disorder? Is that the right? Okay.
Yes.
So you're dealing with post-traumatic stress, and I can imagine in the army you have a lot of that.
Exactly. So that was the aim, but PTSD is can also be I don't find the word, but some people can have PTSD and are not soldiers and so on. That means that if you have a special emotional trauma in your life, can be young or older. For example, let's say divorce, or you are fired, or something like this, can be very stressful, and you have some symptoms after that that can be linked to PTSD. That's the same mechanism, and we are healing with the same tools and the same way. It's nearly the same.
Yeah, exactly. Because indeed, of course, the trauma is a different, the I don't know also the word, the starting thing which caused the trauma is in the army totally different, of course. But also in general life, we have a lot of traumas. As you said, divorce, but can also be a death of something you really loved, or something happened in a car accident, whatever. A lot of things can cause us trauma. So it's great to hear that you use both, that you can use the same techniques on the other side, because then you can help a lot of more people.
Exactly. And what I've figured out is that whatever it is, it's always the same thing. It's one event that is emotionally very high. You are not prepared to face this kind of event. It's only the shift between the real situation.
I lost connection. I don't know if you still hear Jean-Christophe. When you are watching, and I see there are a couple of people watching, please let me know if you still hear him, because then it's just me. So please let us know, and else we will wait a little bit for Jean-Christophe. And what I think he was trying to say is that you have this event, you're not prepared for it. The results, or the afterwork, what comes, is huge. I think he's coming there. Yeah, Jean-Christophe, there you are.
It's okay.
You was in the middle of explaining that there is an event, you're not prepared for it, and then we lost you. So please continue.
Yeah, you are not prepared, and the thing is that the emotional level of the facing this event is not. You are not prepared for this, and that's this difference that can make your mind just shift, because there are some regulation part in your mindset that protect you, in fact. So this is a strategy that your unconscious mind just build up to face this unprepared situation. But after, the thing is, you are repeating this mechanism that will not be adapted anymore to the current life. So the thing is, the way I'm working is I'm working on the roots and trying to change the angle your unconscious mind has. What's the word? facing the fact, in fact. Yes,
Yeah,
something
exactly.
like that. Just changing the angle you are seeing the situation.
Yeah, because for instance, when something happened in your childhood and you took a decision as a kid, that's not helpful anymore now in the life you have as a adult, for instance. But you still have the same way of reacting, and that's, I think, what you mean. You help them to see what happened, to stop that pattern or that habit, and to choose another one. I don't know if it's choosing another one or that you do differently, but that's what you're saying. Is that correct?
Exactly. And the better way to see these patterns is just to show your life what is not working, and what is something recurrent in your life, what is not working for you. You can imagine that the first step, the first strategy you build up was wrong, was good at that time, but is wrong from now. So if you can see that, you can change.
Exactly. As the same as when you see something which you want to reach, a kind of result, money, business, whatever result you want, you focus on it, you can reach it. Because if you can think it, you can reach it. And exactly this is the opposite around. It's a negative thing. And if you can see it, you can change it. It's the same. When you focus on, will expand.
Yes, that's right. But what I've seen is, even if you have the will, sometimes you have some blockage. You have some, and my aim now is to just
release the blockage,
eliminate this blockage. Yeah,
exactly.
Just to allow you to go through your way.
Yeah. Can you share a little bit about how you do this, or what people can do themselves to do the first steps, for instance? Because you said you want to talk about dealing with emotions and resilience. Is that something that you use in this eliminating those blockage?
Yes, exactly. I work mainly with EFT. If you know this, it's techniques from psychoenergetics. It's emotional freedom techniques. And I also use matrix reimprinting, which is another technique, faster EFT, which, a third one, but I mix all this plus some tools of coaching, but the aim is always the same. The process is always the same. Is first, you are connecting with the trauma, connecting with the body, with the emotions, and then you are tapping some points that are on energetics meridians. So making both together, so facing the emotion is like lightening up the nervous system, and tapping the points is like releasing the nervous system. So when you are doing both together, there is something which is occurring in your brain, like a shift in your connections, and so you can stop the connection. That's the first step. And then you are making, like in hypnosis, for example, we say recadrage in French. I don't have you are changing the frame. I don't know the translation.
No problem. But changing the frame makes sense. At least for me, it makes sense. As in,
changing the frame, changing the way you are seeing the thing. So it's offering new perspective to your mind. And so there is a special process about this also. And at the end, you are just suggesting some new strategies to your unconscious mind, and you're just letting the mind do the job after. Well, that's the magic part of the thing.
I think a lot of people like that they don't have to do anything anymore, that the mind will take care of itself. So that's a big promise, though.
Yeah, sure, but it's really powerful when I make some, and I do it live also now, more and more through the Zoom and this kind of thing, and it's very powerful. This morning I had a sequence with a lady from France, and she was what's the word in English? She has trouble with the food, so she was very, very thin. I don't know the word.
Yeah, thin.
We said
anorexia, something like that.
Yeah, anorexia, that's the word. So we were dealing with this topic, and we just figured out that when she was 9, she eats some vegetables, and just it was blocked, and she felt she will die. And this special blockage just processed the mechanism after for the rest of her life. So we just work on this special topics. So I don't have the result at the moment, but it was very powerful for her to put a conscious on this special point, that it was linked to all the process.
Exactly. Because when you think you're choking, of course you don't want to eat after that anymore, especially as a child. Especially the mind will say, I will not eat healthy vegetables or whatever stuff because that's not good for me. It's totally makes sense. But when you grew up, you don't remember, or because it's normal or whatever way. So that's amazing. That's really beautiful that you can at least see where it started, and then you can work on it. That's amazing, Jean-Christophe. That's a very powerful story to share. Thank you for that. Oh, we have a comment. Let me check. Oh, anorexia. Lawrence RP is here. She's listening. I think you will know her. I think the name is French. That's why I'm saying that.
Who?
Lawrence, lady. Laurence.
Yeah, Laurence. Maybe sorry. It's my French partner. I don't know if she's connected, but or there is another Laurence also with one of our clients at the moment.
Okay, cool. So she was helping us out because she knew what you wanted to say, that it was the anorexia part. So, but that's really amazing. That's a beautiful story. So thank you for sharing for that. So why, or not why is not a good question, but you said resilience. Why do you need resilience when you need dealing with emotions? What do you mean by that? Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah, resilience is a word that is very popular at the moment.
Yeah,
but it was first linked to children. There was a study in the early, I think it was 80s or something like that, in Hawaii, in an island, and they follow I think 700 young that were in bad situation, let's say, and they follow up during 40 years, and they
40, okay,
to just realize that some of them go through the situation even if the situation was really bad at the moment. So they just realized that there was some common skills. That was the beginning, and then we talk about resilience now for companies, for people, but it's mainly there are some common points that are really relevant on that topic. And for example, the first one is the ability to have a powerful environment around you when you are young. With love, with unconditional love, with trust, this kind of thing. So just to build your own character on this base. And the second one is to give a sense to your life, the way you are ruling your life. And it was very highlighted during Second World War in the camps. And there was one specialist, a psychologist, which is Mr. Frankl. I think you know him. He was very famous. He wrote a lot on this topic, and especially about the humor. About humor, that is very powerful for your life. It's the capacity or the ability to have some distance about the events, and just to be. I don't find the best expression, but to have some
to have a laugh about situations, for instance.
Yes.
Take it easy. So resilience sounds a little bit like flexible, but it's more to that. It's more broad, actually, what you're saying.
Exactly. It's and you can. There are some ways you can prepare yourself to be more resilient, because you know that everybody will have some difficulties, some traumas in your life, but you can prepare yourself by acting on some directions. And especially in the army, we are trained for that. We are preparing some specific skills So the group is very powerful. As I said, because this is one of the brick, is the environment. So making a strong group is very powerful to find support, to find help, and so on. And strong values, this kind of stuff is very powerful to build resilience in your life.
Okay,
this
so
is one of the brick.
Okay, so when you say you can prepare yourself for resilience, is by finding support. So have a great support team around yourself, just like in the army, because you really cannot do it without your colleagues in the army, of course. But also use humor and use strong values. Strong values.
Yeah, strong values.
Sorry, yeah, please go ahead.
And also, and one of the key points is training. Also, training and drill. It's making a lot, repeating a lot, just to build confidence in yourself and confidence in the group. And
okay, so what you're saying is, sorry.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, when you train more, you will get more confidence because you can trust yourself more. And
yes,
drill is the same as in drilling, to drill it really into your body.
Yeah, drilling is repeating, but repeating because it makes it like an habit. And the day you will face a strong situation, you will make it like an habit. So it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly.
What I think today the environment is sometimes too smooth, and people they don't want to push themselves hard. And it's important to make it hard when it's easy. So when the things are getting stronger, you are not under pressure, and you can just go it easily.
Yeah, that's a really nice, because I do agree with you about the smooth part. People don't have that much discipline for themselves, are not preparing themselves. But exactly what you say, when life is easy, you have to drill. I like that word. You have to drill yourself for the hard days, and when the hard days are coming, it is easy. So it sounds. I don't know the English word either, but it sounds like opposite to each other, but it's really totally making sense. So that's a great example, Jean-Christophe. Great, thank you for that, because I think also a lot of people are not doing this.
Yes, in French we have an expression that says that strong training. What I have to make the transition. And easy war. Strong training, easy war.
Yeah, it's the same. It's a great thing about the army, because when you are not prepared to fight for a war, you will lose. No, it's a great example from the army till in normal life, because when you are not prepared, you cannot fight. You cannot make war or whatever. I prefer not having war though, but I get what you're saying. It's a great, it's a great metaphor. That's the word I was looking for. Awesome.
We don't want war, but we have to prepare ourselves, because there will be bad times. We all know that. But if you are not prepared, you have to face it on a very quick time. So sometimes it's too difficult, and that's the way you can create traumas.
yeah, exactly. As in the current situation with the COVID, we weren't prepared. And then a lot of things are happening, and a lot of traumas are happening because we weren't prepared. Can you repeat the translation of the sentence? It was training, but I forgot the first word.
Training hard makes war easy, or something like that. I don't know the exact translation, but it's okay. Making hard when it's easy, and when it will be hard, it will be more smooth.
Exactly. I like that one. Makes war easy, because sometimes life is just a war. Also,
sometimes it doesn't have to be, but when it's calm, you can push yourself easily. You can push a little bit more than what you will normally done. But if you don't make it when it's easy, when it becomes to be hard, it's too late.
Yes, and then it's difficult, and then we get traumas or dive into our bed and don't want to live anymore. So that's the total opposite, of course, but it's going that way. it's a really great one. And I love the explanation about training hard makes war easy. I really love that one. So thank you for that. It's especially same as training and drill and all this kind of stuff. So you're from the former army, so, or you're still in the army, I just heard, because you do it voluntarily, and you just went for 4 months to, I forgot where you went, but you did also a lot of work in the army in the last year. So, and you already mentioned about having a team, because you need support. That's by having a team. And you want to say something about teams also. Why is it important in the army to have a team? But why is it important also in business to have a team? Can you explain a little bit more about that? I think his connection, he is in a beautiful spot outside on the countryside, but sometimes his connection, his Wi-Fi is leaving him into his state. And there he is again.
Back online.
No problem. Did you hear my question about the team?
No.
Okay, because you already had some things you said about you need support in your life, you need a team in your life, and especially in the army. So can you relate from the army, but you also need it in business life. So how do you see, what's your vision on that?
Building a strong team, I think, is the most difficult thing, but it's necessary when you want to scale your business. And we are currently in this situation with my partner, because we are building a team around us, because we want to grow.
Yeah.
And I just realized that most of the skills I had in the army are usable in the business. It's the same for me. The main skills are a code of honor, a strong code of honor. That means that behind the values that you want to preserve, you have to create strong rules just to protect these values. It's more than values; it's rules to protect the values. And Blair Singer as me, we have the same mentor, but this is one of the key points.
Yes.
If you have people that don't share your code of honor, you cannot work with these people. It's just a challenge at the beginning to make it strong. But when everyone is online with these values, you can reach the stars.
Yes, totally. So that's the main skill. That's the first one.
That's the first one. The second one is to train together and to have time together, but not always like I can see in most companies. It's not having a beer together. That's one point. But to build the cohesion part, it's in hard times that you really build the cohesion. So it's pushing hard all together and just go a little bit further than when you be alone.
Can you explain a little bit more about that? How can you do that? Like you're saying, it's just not having beer, and you have to make it more difficult. And I get why you're saying that, because training hard makes war easy. So when you train hard, it makes business more easy. But how do you do that?
Yeah, immersion is the best part. It's trying to stick to reality, to reality. I can give you an example. We just organized a group seminar with our team, and we have decided to make it on 3 days. Yeah. Only on 3 days. It must be 1 week. We decided to make it on 3 days because it was difficult, and so we make it very strong. That means that the day were very long, so people are tired. Emotionally, it's difficult, and that's the way we built a real connection with the people, because you are not only in your mind but also in your emotions, and so training hard. It's always the same topic.
It's your life, isn't it? Because in the army, I can imagine only that it's hard training, but also in business is like. So what you're saying is, have an experience, make it a hard experience, so you have the best results out of it. So when it happens in daily life or in business, then it will be easy. So in those training days, those 3 days together, you need to push it hard also, make it difficult, make it that people will go through the emotions and will scream, shout, whatever they do, or cry, but then you can solve it together. Is that what you're
exactly?
I think what you're saying?
Yeah. You have to push the people, and especially when you are a leader, because people have a wrong image of themselves. They see themselves there when they will be there. So you just have to push them, just for them to reach and to see that they can be able to reach this potential. And it's your role of leader to make it happen.
To push them, because you're saying as a leader you see, because as an outsider you see that someone is capable of doing more, and as a leader you can push on that, and the way you can do it is by training.
Yeah, it's very sensible. You have to not to push too hard, but yeah, so you must be very sensitive and feel the situation. That's a difficult job.
I totally agree with you, because trainer is not an easy job. I totally agree. So when you're not used to that, please don't push your own team too hard, please, because then they will run away. But okay, so sorry.
What I love to say also is when you see the agile companies now, is the idea of sprint. I love this one. Is you're pushing very hard for a short period of time, and then you can release and have fun and discuss, have feedback, and so on. It must be very quick, but very intense. So I love this parallel with the new companies, and there are a lot working like that. I love working like that. That means for 1 hour, for example, I'm doing my best. After 10 minutes, I can breathe, I can jump, I can have water, and so on. But for 50 minutes, I'm working very hard. No distraction, no telephone, no things. So just focusing on your task, making it very hard and very productive. And it's the same. It's the same situation. You are pushing hard in a short period of time, and then you can just have fun and.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. That's a cool example too about how you can adapt it for yourself in your work. That's great too. So those are two main skills. Do you have more main skills? Because the first one have a strong code of honor, and the second one was train together and have time together.
I think that the last one of the most powerful is to is to build rituals. I don't know if it's a good word in English. Rituals.
I think so. It's kind of habits.
Yeah, kind of habits, but it's more on a symbolic part.
Yeah.
That means, for example, if you see a sport team, they have the logo, they have the colors, they have the. In the army, it's very powerful. You have the flag for the regiment. You have the mantra, this kind of things, and you have special meetings, special things where you are making some people giving medals, giving a letter of appreciation, this kind of stuff. It's very symbolic, but it's very powerful for the people. It's about recognition, so very important. And I think it's not enough used in the companies.
So actually, what I hear you saying is push hard, work hard, but also celebrate.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's about celebrating wins together too, as a company or as a team. I like that. Yes. So it's not only rituals to celebrate wins.
Yeah, but must be very, very what's the word?
Measurable, that you can measure.
Not measure, but like rituals, something really like in the agenda. You have a special event with something which is really built to make it official. To make it official.
Yeah, totally.
It's not something between the coffee machine and the door. It must be really. That's important. That's really important.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because when you do it between the coffee machine and the door, I like that expression, it's not giving the value it is. And when you make it an important thing, everybody will feel also the recognition, and they will feel appreciated, and their self-trust will rise, which will do the team also good. So I totally agree, and I totally get what you're saying about making it a ritual and a big event.
I have an example for this. When you give back your command as an officer, you are in front of the troop. You are alone in front of the troop, and your commander is reading a kind of letter about the 2 years you have made in at the head of your company.
Yeah.
And so it's red.
Yeah, red. I don't care. I don't know either. So
in front of all the troops and all the families and so on. So it's really powerful, and it's real reconnaissance of what you've done, even if it's a little bit. Sometimes some people will say too much, but it's something that you anchor very deeply in your mind, in your body, and it's important, I think.
Yeah, and you say some people will say it's too much, but actually it's the opposite. We do it too less because we learn. Yeah, we learn by successes. We learn by building self-trust. We learn by celebrating. We of course learn also by making mistakes, but that's not the nicest part. By building by success and celebrating is way far more powerful, but also way stronger way to build it. So I really like that you have that as a third skill that you need in business. I totally agree with that. And I like that. Great. So we're already 36 minutes on the way. So I don't know if some people have some more time. So I want to go to the wrap up. The wrap up is my question, as in, what do you want to give to people? What do you want to say? What do you want to leave them with for today? But before you tell that, I just first want to thank you for being here, Jean-Christophe. It's really, I love hearing those stories from the army because we can learn so much from their rituals indeed, and their way of commitment, their drive, their serving point of view. And yeah, so I love hearing those stories. So thank you for that. And what is it? No, another thing. So if people who watch this and are listening, and you want to work with Jean-Christophe, please make sure you contact him. He is in French, but he does know English. And we here in Holland or wherever you're watching, you also know English. So no problem there. Just contact him. And if you cannot find him, just contact me and I will make sure you will get his details. So if you want to work with Jean-Christophe, I can highly recommend. And I especially love the drilling part. I can really see you doing that, of course. I can see really, and I think a lot of people can benefit from that. So if you're not so good in the drilling and the training part, contact Jean-Christophe. So I want to have that said before we wrap up. So what is it, Jean-Christophe, what you want to say to the people as an ending?
Yeah, thank you so much first, Caty, to allow me to speak in your broadcast. I'm very happy to be close to you. What I want to say to summarize, it's just dare to push a little bit more, yourself and your team, and as a leader, and I think that's the key word. It's be a servant leader.
What do you mean by that? Can you explain a little bit more? Because I think I know, but
for me, leading is not about oneself. It's about the others. It's just making the others become big, and that's my goal at the end, is allowing the people just to recognize the power they have, but they don't realize they have.
Beautiful statement. I totally agree with that. As in, when you focus as a leader on the others, it's not anymore about you, and because you don't need to be interesting, you need to be interested in the others and lift them, and then your team and your business will flourish and explode. It's totally, I love that explanation of you, Jean-Christophe. It's a great ending of our interview, and yeah, I totally agree. That's the best way to do it. It's a difficult way for a lot of people because our ego is in our way most of the times. Yes. We want to say whatever we want to say, but it is totally about a team. And if you can serve the team that way, your business will grow quickly, very quickly.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you. That is a beautiful ending. So thank you very much, Jean-Christophe. Thank you for watching also. And if you have any questions, listening this afterward, or still have questions now, or if you want to work with Jean-Christophe, please put them in the comments. Just please let us know, and we will respond, of course. But I love the examples of the army. I really love that. So thank you, Jean-Christophe. I can totally see that happening, and I think we can learn a lot from that. So thank you for sharing, and I hope to see you soon in live again, and not only by video. And and good luck building your own team.
I just want to add a little point about this immersion seminar we are making with Sincere.
Yeah.
If some of the listener have a team and they want to make this kind of event, it's about 2 or 3 days. It's in France, and we can build something very close to your topic. I think it's a real experience. It's really something you don't find anywhere else. And you are immersion with former military that are now trainers for entrepreneurs and managers and directors. We have a lot of also external countries. I think I have Lebanese, Morocco, Great Britain people that are coming to us. Some are also English former officer. So
cool. That's amazing.
Just let me know, and we can discuss about that also.
Where is it a training that's happening on a certain date, or is it something you can do for your own team?
We can build something. We can go overseas. We can go in Brittany. We can go in Morocco. They have built something really modular, like in the army. So we can project our team to make a seminar for your company or your group.
Okay, cool, very cool. So you can make it totally on that company itself. So thank you for sharing that too, Jean-Christophe. So if you want that, please contact him. And thank you so much, listeners and people who joined, and also Jean-Christophe. And I hope to see you all soon, somewhere live, somewhere in the planet. Sure. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Caty. Bye.
Bye.